Hey everybody, it's Michael. Welcome back to Planet Nomads. Things have changed a little bit since you last saw this. This is a different world, actually. I built a truck. I got stranded kilometers away from home, and then, of course, proceeded to get killed. So I figured, you know what, I'm just going to start a new world, and I really want to focus on buildings, so I did. I started in easy mode. The animals still seem dangerous, even though it says they're not, but whatever. And there are a lot of animals. I've come to realize that when you see a little herd of them like that, they've got a nest or something they're protecting. I really want to get at one of those, and in order to do that, we've got to build some weaponry. But in the meantime, I've been building lots of stuff. If we go into build mode here, I've got all the blocks unlocked finally, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff to explore, but actually it's all pretty straightforward. I don't believe that I showed off a vehicle yet, so this is just a really basic vehicle that I built. Let me turn off build mode so we can see it without all that. There's a battery pack that you can get, which the idea I think is that you kind of plug it into your home reactor. But I went ahead and threw a reactor on board so that I could just have, I could just get fuel in the field for it. Got a switch box here. One of the cockpits, I think I just chose a cheap one. We got some suspension here, some tires. There are two kinds of tires. There's a, what do they call it? Just a wheel. But, yeah, I don't know. I picked the buggy wheel because it's like an all-terrain version, and I don't know in what case you might not need an all-terrain version. So I've used the all-terrain version, and then I just threw some little containers on the back to put stuff in when I go out mining. There are lots of settings on here. So right now I've got the reactor turned off. If we go into build mode, we can turn that back on. So now the truck is powered up. There's a few settings you can make on these things here. So if we look here, we can set the suspension to like low, mid, or high pressure, and I've set these to high. And then on the tires here, you can set a lot of things too. So you can change their direction of travel, so the way they're going to push. You can set them up for steering. They can be no steering, opposite steering, or this kind of steering. And then you can also set between torque and speed. And I found, even though this is pretty plainsy, there's a lot of places, like just getting up that hill with it set on speed is very difficult, so I've had to set it on torque. Is there anything else that we need to look at here? I don't think so. I think it's pretty straightforward, but basically you can look around all you want, although your compass doesn't move with your head. It does move with your truck, so you can steer around. You want to be real careful not to get stuck in a hole though, because I'm pretty sure the only way to get back out of it would be to take apart the vehicle. There is a, let me get out of here now, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this reactor off. It doesn't burn that much power, but what the heck, why have it burning it at all? There is a jack that you can build, which is how you build a vehicle. So you put down one of these jacks here, and then you weld it up, and then you can put your stuff on top of it, and then you can just de-weld that and get rid of it. But there is a hover jack right here, which actually just floats. So you can build that underneath it, build it, and it'll lift the vehicle up. Might work to get you out of a jam. I don't know for sure. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. We got a beacon over here. This beacon is pretty cool because you can build it and show stuff up on your map. You can change its color, you can change its letter, you can change the name of it, and you can choose whether, by the way, if you build one of these, turn navigation on. I built this and didn't do that, and even though that thing was lit up, I couldn't see it on my HUD. So fortunately I knew where I was. I hadn't gotten lost, but that's kind of important to know. I did take apart my original landing pod and got some level 2 stuff out of that, which was pretty cool. So in here, there's not much anymore. I had originally built this like before, like in the old place, but I have taken everything out of it and built a little platform over there with some things in it. Just a regular generator there, stasis pod here for healing up. Don't really use it that much. I have used it a couple times though. And yeah, bear in mind, easy doesn't mean safe. This is not peaceful mode in Minecraft, apparently. Okay, so over here, I've built a few things. We've got a regular biofuel generator, which is getting, oh, it's only 31% capacity. I thought it was like 80%. I'll have to see about that. We've got a medium printer here, which does pretty good. We have got here a medium armory, and I've gone ahead and built level 3 exploration suit and jetpack and multi-tool, I think. Do I have a level 3 multi-tool? I do. I can't build a level 4 though. Level 4 requires this quantum electronics components and superalloy and all of that stuff. Requires this Zanite, which I have not found any of in this world. I found one piece randomly in the last world. This is a large storage container, and it has crazy amount of spots. So you can see I've been using iron and stuff like crazy to build things, but I have gone off gathering in the southern polar region a bunch of uranium, titanium, silver, gold, aluminum, and cobalt. I think those are all the things that I've gathered. And using those, you can build most things. You need some of this Zanite, which I'm going to have to go... I think I'm going to go north or go looking for a desert, see if I can find any of that. Anyway, over here, we have a medium fad machine. I guess this is food and drink, maybe? Possibly. And I don't really know what else it can do. Superfood, maybe, wasn't in the other one. I'm not entirely sure. Over here, we've got the medium med bay, which is a little bit bigger than before. We do have this... biohazard treatment over here. I don't have the stuff to make it right now. I need to go gathering some herbs. This is a medium refinery, and in here we can make enriched uranium, we can make deuterium, and we can make extraterrestrial power cells, which I imagine would go into those beacons. And then over here we have a large greenhouse, which pretty much seems to do exactly the same thing as a small greenhouse. I'm not entirely sure why you'd want it. But the key piece of this whole thing here, and it's not organized very well, but the key piece of it is that I have everything connected to these conveyor pipes. These conveyor pipes are pretty cool. They go on these little octagonal ports. They don't connect through a machine. So like even though the printer there has a port on both sides, you can't, you know, connect from here to there and then from the other side into there and have anything get it. But as long as they're all connected together, everything can access the materials that are in the other machines. So that's pretty cool. And I've got some room to add some other things in here. Again, not very well organized. I wasn't sure how things were going to come out, but it did work out. And then these things here are the item dispensers. I've got one over there, one over here. So essentially, if I'm in this area, probably let's see how far we can go out. Out to about right here is how far it reaches. So you can stick those on the conveyor ports, which I wasn't aware of at first, but once you do that, then you can, you know, you can get your stuff, which is kind of nice, not having to put it in your inventory. And in fact, let me just throw this stuff in there. And then the thing I was thinking we'd look at, though, is, let's see, where is it? It's a medium refinery, it's a large greenhouse, a uranium generator. It needs 3 reinforced frames. Let's go make some of those, because I don't have any. Should be able to make some of those. We have plenty of aluminum, I think. And then, I don't know what else it needs. Let me see if I can find it in the list here. I really would like a search function in this list, because I don't recognize these things right away. What does that thing look like? It's sort of tall and skinny right here. So that takes the reinforced frames, reinforced plates, mechanical parts, and some these other things here. I don't think I have any of those reinforced plates either, so let's build 3 of those. Did I not tell it to make reinforced frames? Looks like maybe I didn't. How did I do that? Yeah, they don't go in there automatically. I haven't found a way to route things around. Anyway, we seem like we have them getting built there, so we'll be able to build this thing pretty quickly. And so in that case, why don't we try refining some of this stuff here? Let's do that. And I'm thinking this is what's going to feed into this generator, but I haven't built one yet, so I don't know. Alright. Parts should be building, and we ought to be able to attach them. Okay, we don't have our reinforced frames yet. You can, by the way, change the queue over here. You can drag a thing around to make it be the thing that's getting built. I'm not going to grab those. I don't need to, but I will. And so it's going to take a little bit to get those things. What else is there to talk about? Map stuff. Yeah, so as you go further south, you're going to get into different biomes. And I think I've gotten to tundra. Temperate tundra. Tundra is where I found all the goodies. They're just... I didn't even do any mining in cliff faces. I just dug it right out of rocks that were sitting on the ground, and there were a ton of them. Oops, we got a save in progress here. So let me come back when that's done. Okay, we're back, and do we have our frames yet? We're getting our final frame over here. Yeah, anyway, so we're talking about the map. Yeah, so there was this tundra, and there were just rocks on the surface, and they had the varying kinds of it. I didn't really go exploring how to get, you know, like where to go mine. Don't know what's at the north yet. I haven't really gone. It's a little rugged up that way. And I'm thinking we want to build an airship, maybe. This thing is great on flat ground. It gets a little scary in the rugged terrain, and especially at night. So you're coming up and you see the horizon, you know, is 2 feet in front of you, and you can't see what's in front. So you can't see whether it's a gentle slope or a scary slope. A little frightening. Especially because if you do lose your vehicle in a hole, you get stuck a long way away from home and either have to walk back or die and come back over there. So we're going to make 5 of these too. I somehow missed that we needed those. I'll eventually get this thing done. But building part wise, what do we have here? We have a hover pad, which allows vehicles to hover and move a few feet above the ground, best used on flat terrain or water. Again, not really so much point to that. And then we have air blades, which let us fly. And I'm thinking we're going to have to try that out. I don't know anything about building an airship. That was easy to build, but maybe the airship won't be too bad. So we'll try that out at some point. Boy, these SC electronic parts take a long time, don't they? I'm almost to the point of thinking about building another printer, just so I can print a couple things at once. As it was, I would just sort of set it up to print 10 plates or whatever. You know, even just this base here took a lot of materials. Each one of these, you know, takes a frame and a plate, but that's still quite a lot over time. So maybe while that's going, I'll go gather some fuel or something. Yeah, I keep messing up my ground though. It's very sad. I need to get some herbs, and I don't know off the top of my head what gives herbs. Maybe these things over here. What are these that give us? I really like this area, by the way. No, just biomass from those. Yeah, I'm not real sure. I know, like the red firefly plants will give you herbs and seeds, and some of the bushy type things do as well. Anyway, I'm not that bothered by it. We do need it to make some medicine, which I may do soon, especially the radiation medicine. Before we go check out before we go check out one of those ruins again, I definitely wanted to get some of that. So this thing here, let's throw on a switch box as well. Switch box. Okay, I'm going to put that right on there. Weld that up. And then in here, oh yeah, so that's working pretty well. 5,000 watts versus 500 watts, so 10 times the power of that. And how much uranium do we have here? Oh, we got actually plenty of uranium. Let's just, yeah, we can swap over to using this nuclear generator, I think, here and get everything powered. I had to build another one because everything on it was kind of eating stuff up. So that's great. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to subject you guys to building this hover vehicle. I'm going to work on it, try to figure out a couple designs, and then I'll come back and show you guys what I came up with and maybe like we can build a Mark II version of it, you know, kind of once I get it figured out how these things work. Anyway, it's cold and rainy. I'm going to go back inside my house. I'll probably go out gathering some more resources a couple times, trying out my flying vehicle, and then I'll come back when I have something better to show you guys. So take it easy. I'll see you next time for Planet Nomads.